I always had a dream of going somewhere where I could surf and then get world-class instruction at the same time. I've learned a lot of sports that way, and searching for that, and through just a ton of research I found out about this. Did not grow up surfing, got introduced to it when I moved to the West Coast and was living in San Francisco. I mean, just staring at the ocean, you want to go play in the waves. Taught myself to surf there, and then a couple years later I had the opportunity to live in Sydney, Australia, and really got into it. For basically the last 10 to 13 years I have not dove back into surfing at the level I wanted to.
I grew up watching surf movies actually. I remember the movie North Shore, always wanting to surf so bad, but living in Wisconsin there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to surf, so I'd never tried it. Last summer we were down in Melbourne, Florida, and we rented a surfboard and attempted terribly to surf for one day, and that's our only experience with surfing. Kind of always willing to try something new and try something different, and it seemed like a good way to spend a vacation as opposed to just sitting on a beach.
I think for me, this was also a overcoming some fears type thing. I've had some fear of waves for a very long time, and this was something that's pretty awesome to get out there and crush some of those fears a little bit.
I started surfing relatively young, didn't improve much for a long period of time until I really came here in 2016. This was really almost us re-triggering whether or not we wanted to bring surfing back into our lives again. And we came for the first time in 2016, we decided yes we did, and so coming back just felt like a natural part of that.
The first time we came in 2016, I was an absolute beginner, had kind of played around on a surfboard occasionally, but would by no means call myself a surfer. By the time we left the first week, really felt excited about surfing. And then I was really excited to come back the second time and come back as not a beginner and see where I could take that skill to the next level. Pretty pleased with how things went.
I grew up in a beach town, so all my friends surfed, and we'd play around on the boards in high school, and every once in a while coming home to Corpus Christi, Texas, what? But I've always had that little voice in my head telling me like, go bigger. So sure enough, I had the opportunity, and I couldn't say no. It was awesome.
We had a surf lesson in Maui, and it was just lots of fun, so we thought to do it more would be even better. First time we were here, I didn't surf much, I was pregnant. The last time we were here, we surfed more, and we only surf when we're here because we live in Wisconsin.
It's like coming from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's like every 2 years, whenever we can get here, we surf. Not a ton of surfing there.
Yeah.
But this is awesome because we can pick up in a lot of ways where we left off, build on what we worked on the previous week.
It's actually been, for me anyway, quite a long time. It's been about 1.5 years since I was last here. And really, I just felt like, again, it's time to get down here, get some coaching, get my surfing back on track. 2017 was kind of not a great year from a surfing standpoint. I really missed it. So it was a little bit like hitting the reset button, getting those fundamentals going again.
I really came here to understand what surfing was because I was self-taught. Approaching with a humble attitude and knowing that some drills in the whitewater can lead to what happens on the wave. The coaches, just their capability to communicate it, and the system that's been built here is unbelievable. It accomplished all the goals I had and so much more, and now all I want to do is keep coming back and keep learning.
I started off with Teal and Derek, and then I had Mo and Ross in my group. We were all brand new beginners. As the week progressed, everybody kind of makes their own progress. Mo and Ross split off with Teal, and then I split off with Derek. He was phenomenal. He would break it down step by step and just kind of, surf simple. You master the couple of things he gives you, and when you feel comfortable with that, then he has you move on to the next one. And then from there, I think by the third day, we were out the back, and it was beautiful. It was my first out the back wave that I rode all the way in, and I'm hooked. It gives you such a high feeling, and it's just awesome.
Seeing as neither one of us had surfed before, we were in the same little group with Teal as our coach, which was fantastic. And so we got to see each other catch quite a few waves, caught a couple waves together. When we were out the back, we saw each other catch waves in that fashion as well. So that was really fun. I was really happy and proud of Maureen to get out there and kind of conquer some of those fears and go out of her comfort zone. It was fantastic.
Pretty awesome watching you too. It was so much fun just to watch you go.
It was really fun because the conditions were kind of weird earlier in the week. They split up our second surf, so some of us were surfing earlier in the day than others. We were kind of part of that group where I was surfing earlier in the day and he was surfing in the afternoon. He would come down and watch me surf, and I got to go down and watch him surf in the afternoon, and it was really fun.
Great job.
We had a couple of times when Kate had a late morning surf or I had a later afternoon surf, so the other person would come down just to watch, and that's really, for me, half the fun of coming to Surf Simply. Yeah. And not even just with Kate and I, but all these strangers that you meet. You know, you've got 12 people here and a lot you've never met before, and it's awesome how quickly everybody comes together, and it's this huge cheering section, and people, you know, giving up waves for other people that are in position or maybe didn't get one, and everybody's just so enthusiastic about cheering everybody on as they catch waves, big or small.
And I was lazy this week. I spent a lot of time watching, so it's so much fun to watch everyone have a blast and catch those waves.
So there's actually a bunch of us we met the last time I was here, about a year and a half ago, and it's been kind of great. We stayed in touch. We've done a few trips since then, and a few of them are coming back down here to Surf Simply and put the word out. A few more of us joined up, so there was Steve, Danielle, Mike, and myself. We've all been out here before. And it's kind of fun when you sort of meet a group and you connect and you stay in touch after Surf Simply. Plan to come back together as a group as well. It makes a really fun week and just have a great time.
When we started coming here, we didn't know anybody, and the reason we really came back the second time was because of the friends that we made while we were here. So it was a whole group of people that made this second trip possible. Some of them are here, some of them weren't able to make it, and the surfing was great and epic really, but it's those groups of people that we come for, and that's been enormously surprising. They treat all of us.
It's true. We've made some really good friends that we're going to be lifelong travel surf friends that we've met right here.
And this time we were lucky enough to bring your sister too. It was just fantastic to have Cassie here as well. So it was just a really epic week with friends and family.
It's been an epic adventure from day one. Made a lot of new friends and everyone's just been awesome. It's far exceeded my expectations.
It's been a really fun group. We've just been having a great time. A lot of laughing, but it's nice to just be able to sort of switch off from the work thing, de-stress, decompress. It's a really nice holiday. Everything is sort of taken care of, so you don't have to worry about anything. I can honestly say I haven't thought about work even once. It's just good to get away, just relax, let it all go.
Then there's the downtime and the camaraderie that you have with the group of people coming here as an individual. You miss the family for sure, but just the focus is about surfing. It's so well organized and so well laid out for you that you can turn off and just focus on whatever you want it to be, to reading a book, to relaxing your body, to diving deeper into surf theory if you wanted to.
We've got a 3-year-old at home with Grandma and Grandpa this week. It was awesome being able to FaceTime with her every now and again and see pictures, but other than that, I caught myself one morning waking up very early and starting to think about work and was turning it off as quickly as possible. But those are the idle moments, but what we really enjoy is, when you're out in the water, you're not thinking about work, you're not thinking about back home, it's just kind of in the moment and enjoying what's right in front of you, which is magic.
Overall, this week was just amazing for me. It was a complete chance to shut off, kind of reload, do something I've never done before, gain some new skills, meet some new people, make some new friends, rediscover some of the important things in life. Life has been kind of hairy for the last year or so, and this was a great way to just kind of reset everything and be ready to move forward with what we have to tackle in the next year or so.
I was able to shut a lot of that off. We haven't been able to shut things off in such a long time. It was just so nice just to put all the troubles at home in a little box, toss it over your shoulder, and jump into the waves.
If I could do it longer, I absolutely would.